What is up everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tati. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And recently in my Instagram stories I was asking on which topic I should do the next video, and most of you voted for Instagram stories views, how to increase Instagram stories views. So let's begin. And in the beginning of this video, I would like to give you some theory why Instagram stories views can be actually increased. So this works pretty simple. Let me give you just an example. Okay, you post just a plain image on Instagram stories. On average, user will spend on this image 2-3 seconds because it's kind of boring, right? And Instagram will think, okay, this Instagram stories is not really interesting for people because people exit very fast, so I want to show it to more people. That is how it works. So basically what you have to do is to make the user stay the longer as possible on your Instagram stories. And this way Instagram will think, okay, this user stays 15 seconds or even longer on these Instagram stories. That means it is quite interesting for the audience, so I'm gonna show it to a big amount of people. So keep this theory in mind, and I'm gonna give you the tools how you can make this happen, how you actually can make people to stay longer on Instagram stories. And the tip number one, utilize Instagram stories stickers. Now we have a quiz that was recently introduced, we have a poll, we have slider, and we have questions. It's quite a lot of engagement tools that you can use in order to help the user to stay longer on your stories. Ask them questions. For example, what should I post the next? Is it daily outfit or some prints, information about prints? I'm just brainstorming. Help the user to decide for yourself. Use the stickers to educate about the topic that you're talking about in Instagram. Let's say you're a business coach. Help the users to understand your content much better. Check if they read it carefully or not. Make it fun and engaging for yourself. Actually, also if you're a brand owner, if you're a business owner, use Instagram stories stickers in order to create a real pool. Ask them how old are they, in which topics they're interested, and so on and so forth. Really utilize most of these Instagram stickers every single day. So if you just use one sticker a day, let's say you use a pool, this is not enough. Use from 3 to 4 different stickers every single day in order to help users to engage. And okay, this might be disappointing if in the beginning you didn't use these stickers and you start to use and you don't see a lot of replies on these stickers. Don't worry, that happens because before you were not using it and your audience is simply not educated to actually interact with this. They will be like, oh, I have to do something, I'm not really used to do something with your stories. And the longer you will do this process and keep going consistently, the better your audience will react on these engagement activities. And the tip number two and the tool number two is make different games on your Instagram stories. For example, recently I introduced a game, Spot the Difference. Probably when you were a child you were playing this game before. And how it's working, so basically let me show you. I was recently posting it on Instagram stories and I would like to show you how it's actually working on my phone screen. So you can see here that I posted an original image that has no that is not modified, and in this next image I posted the same image but with some differences on it. I used app Retouch to remove little objects, and I let the people to answer here in this box the differences. And what's actually happening on Instagram when people is holding the Instagram stories much longer than usually, because they try to identify the differences and it takes a little bit of time. Instagram thinks that, okay, user is spending much more time on this Instagram stories than before, so probably there is something interesting, so I'm going to show it to a bigger audience. This is just an example, and of course you can make your own game to interact with the users in a fun way possible. And of course you have to offer incentive for your users, because like this you can motivate them to participate in the game even with a bigger pleasure. For example, in my case, I offer my Lightroom preset, one of my Lightroom presets that I use for editing my photos. You can do and this is really upon your creativity, which game you choose, which incentive you choose, but do it as much as possible, because this is fun, and plus it will help to Instagram think that your content is interesting. And the tip number 3, use Instagram stories, just write like a storytelling. So tell what is happening in your day, share your thoughts. If you're just posting some couple of images or quotes, that's not enough. Show yourself, show your life, and be open to your audience. So once you start to do it on the constant basis, your Instagram stories will increase and blow up, because you will start to share your life, you will start to show your personality much more. Actually, the interesting thing that I spotted recently is the YouTubers in most of the cases have the most engaging audience compared to just Instagrams. So for example, I was recently comparing one Instagram that has around 300,000 followers, and this girl is popular on YouTube as well, versus and this girl had on average 100k likes and bunch of comments, of course, and versus just an Instagram influencer that has around 2 million followers and just 20,000 likes. And why this is such a huge difference between these two accounts? Because on YouTube you can show your personality much more and establish the better connection with your audience. So thus use Instagram stories to substitute YouTube. Of course, you don't have to make YouTube just right away, but use Instagram stories instead to tell your story, to share what's going on in your life, your ups and downs, and be honest, and use Instagram as it would be a storytelling platform. And the number of stories that I recommend you to post, of course, ideally it would be every 2 hours, but the more you post, the better. So, but in the cases when you post every 2 hours, and Instagram stories, of course, excluding the sleeping hours, the source views would increase a lot exponentially. The tip number 4 that is coming from the tip number 3 is show your daily routine. For example, you're used to drink a celery juice every single morning, so show that, share your thoughts on that, motivate users to also cleanse your body and to use this healthy routine to feel better. Show something that you do every single day, or it's yoga, or it's meditation, something that motivates them to do too. And once you start to post it every single day, the user will, it's kind of creates this stable relationship between you and the user, because the user will be looking forward to see this Instagram story routine every single day. So this is the tip number 4. And the tip number 5 is to use hashtags on Instagram stories. Many people forget about this and avoid using hashtags, but they work pretty well on stories as well. So let me show you how I am doing this. So I'm just going to write a text, and just like I would write it in the caption, I'm gonna write it like this: hashtag Zurich, so Zurich, Zurich, Switzerland, for example, and you can write up to 10 hashtags on Instagram stories. Then what I do next is I make it a little bit smaller and swipe it to the edge of the screen, so it's not messy and looks clean, and still your story will be shown under these hashtags. And what you have to remember here is that the geolocation hashtags works much better on Instagram stories than any other hashtags. So try to use the cities where you are located, the places, the country, and the cities next to your city. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was quite informative video, but I promise you, if you use all these 5 recommendations, your Instagram views, Instagram stories views will increase or doubled or even triple. There is another announcement I introduced, and if you would like to learn more about hashtags, get the free ebook that is via the link in the description box down here, where I share tips and tricks how to use Instagram hashtags in 2018.